Welcome to Leadership Legacy Radio, where we inspire you to live your dreams, encourage you to take massive action, and be your authentic and genuine self. We focus on 3 pillars. That's empowering youth, equipping leaders, and enriching marriages so that you can go out and dominate your space.
If you're ready to dominate, you're listening to the right show. This is the Leadership Legacy Radio. Now let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Elevating Your Leadership in 10. So today what I want to talk to you about is leaving your comfort zone, but reframing failure as your stepping stone. You know, oftentimes when we fail, we have a setback, you know, it's discouraging, and it can be discouraging, but it's also how you frame it. How do you look at it? How have you perceived what has happened? And what I want to do is I want to speak to the entrepreneurs today. I want to speak to my entrepreneurial community so that they can understand the importance of this. And the way that I'm going to share with you the 3 lessons that I wanted to share is just by sharing a story with you of something that happened to me. So yesterday I explained that I was asked to be, I was challenged by one of my leaders to go out and become a better leader by leading a volunteer organization or a professional development organization. And so when I did that, it was a good opportunity for me to grow as a leader, to become a better leader, and to fine tune some leadership skills. Now, what I learned in that process is that not everything is going to work in my favor, and not everything is going to work the way that I want it to work. And so what ended up happening is we had this big plan, we had this big event, and when we created this event, the goal was we wanted to hit a financial goal. And so prior to this event, we had multiple meetings. We talked to multiple people about what product we wanted to sell. And during all of these meetings, nobody ever said that they were going to sell the same thing at this event that we were at. So there was a lot of vendors at this event, and we were under the impression that we were going to be the only ones selling this product. Now, what I will tell you is, you have to be somebody that really understands the value of what they have, because when you do that, you can sell it more with more commitment, with more conviction, with more passion. And so if you are an entrepreneur and you have a product and you have a great product, I was reading a book today, and the book literally said, it doesn't matter if you have a great product if you don't know how to market it, if you don't know how to promote it, if you don't know how to bring people to see the greatness of your product. And that's very true. And so what we did is we had this great product, we had this great idea, and the day of the event, we find out that other people are selling the same thing. And it wasn't really the day of the event, it was the day prior to the event. So now we have 3 competitors selling the same thing that we were selling. And what was interesting is that we knew that the product that we had selected was a superior product. They decided that they were going to find the cheapest product and sell it for a profit, for a margin. They wanted to sell something cheaper, lesser quality, lesser value, and sell it at a higher product. And what we said is we were going to sell the product, but we were going to provide more value than they had anticipated. And if you've ever read the book, Give a Mouse a Cookie, the concept came from that book, right? And what it was is that we were going to sell this product, but not only were we going to sell this product, we were going to have like superior complementary items that came with it for the same prices as our competitors, right? So our product was a cheesecake. And what we decided that we were going to do is we're going to provide a cheesecake, and you can pick your own topping on the cheesecake. Now, if you bought a cheesecake, you also had the option to buy an entire cheesecake for yourself. Now, in America, this might seem like weird. Now, in Japan, this was a big deal because they loved American sweets. And so it was a great product, great idea. Nobody else was doing what we were doing. Nobody else was putting like the toppings. We had 4 different toppings that you can put on your cheesecake. We had, all of the things that made our cheesecake stand out than everybody else. And I'll tell you what happened. We were doing fine. I asked everybody, do you guys believe what we're doing? They're like, yes. Do you guys believe we have a better product? Yes. And so everybody was committed to selling what we had chose that we were going to sell. I was like, listen, we have already committed to selling this. We have all the banners. We have all the signs. We have a superior product. Let's stick to this. Let's stick together as a team. So this is a 3-day event. 2 days into the event, we're doing well. And I had 3 or 4 members of my team come up to me and they're like, man, we should drop our prices. Everybody's dropping prices. Now, what I did not know is that while everybody else was dropping prices, they weren't actually authorized to drop prices, because as an entire, committee, like as the event kind of was happening, everybody had to be on the same page. So if one person dropped their price, everybody could drop their price. Well, I told them we weren't supposed to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to stick to our guns. Okay. So midway day two, we're doing okay. But now all of a sudden, people are starting to pick up on what we're doing. They're like, man, your cheesecake is better. Your cheesecake isn't frozen. Your cheesecake tastes good. Your cheesecake has all of these additional like complimentary items that make it stand out. And so our product started to sell more. And about the end of day two, my team was still a little bit worried because they felt like we had a slower start than everybody else. Now, what I will tell you is, even though we had a slower start, we were doing really well. We were exactly where we needed to be based on the days. So we had about less than a third of our inventory left, which made sense because it was one more day left. And we had been working 2 days straight. And I said, you know what? What I'd love to do is I'd love to take some time off. I've been working 2 days straight. I'm going to go spend some time with my family. I'll spend 2 hours with them, because even at that time, I knew it was important that I spent time with my family. So I do that. I spent some time with my family. We went to a small event, and it was less than 2 hours. I come back, and everybody's like high-fiving, smiling, and I'm like, okay, cool, what's going on? And so I show up, and then the high-fiving stops, and everybody looks at me, and they're like, we are pretty much almost sold out. And I was like, great. And then I looked up, and I was like, wait a minute. Why is the price changed? And they were like, oh, we decided we were going to change the price. And I was like, why? Like, we were doing exactly what we needed to do. And in that moment, I could be upset. And I chose to just kind of get an understanding from them. Like, why did we change the price? And they're like, well, we felt like we weren't selling fast enough. I was like, excuse me. Unfortunately, the crew that came today wasn't there last night for us to do a better turnover and let them know that we needed to stick to our price, because everybody had the same concern. Everybody was concerned about us not selling out and having extra inventory. So I go through and I explain that, listen, really the only thing that we can do now is learn. We had hit our goal. We had exceeded our goal a little bit, but what was interesting enough is, had we stuck to the original plan, we would have made way more than we had made at the end of the event. And what I want you to understand from that is, it's not about the money. It's not about, about anything else, but it felt like I had failed to communicate the importance of communication, the importance of sticking to the plan, and the importance of being in the team, because I value leadership. And I truly believe that leadership is a team sport. And so for me, one of the things that I had struggled with in that moment was like, how did I fail my team? And to convey that, regardless of what happens, we are in this together. So if we fail, I knew that I was going to take ownership. That was all on me. If we won, it was a collective effort of the team, and so we won as a team. And so as I look back and I think about the people that I've gotten to serve and the people that I've gotten to help over the last couple of years, I've been able to work with several thousands of people. And one of the things that I constantly think about is people undervaluing what they have. Once you have a product that you love and that you believe and you stand behind and you know it's going to help your people, then you have an obligation to truly show up and serve them. Your job isn't to sell, it's to serve. But when you serve your customer as at the highest level, they will be willing to pay for your services. Don't devalue yourself by lowering your price, right? And so in the midst of the things that are happening, I want you to understand what you do, how you do it, and how people see what you're doing. The product that you have is meant to serve people exactly where they are. If you are going to be able to provide people a result, then you are called to do that. So I want you to understand that failure isn't final unless you let it be. And what's important is that we need to reframe the moments in our lives and not label them as failure, but just moments. It was a moment, it was a time, it's just a thing, right? A lot of people will take that and wear it as a badge of honor, wear the failure as a label, and you need to stop doing that. Reframe the moment and reclaim your mission to walk in your purpose. Ask yourself today, what did I learn? What is this preparing me for? And what will I do differently next time? I hope this serves you. I enjoy your weekend. Remember, you need to go out and dominate. But remember, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the process. And if you're willing to learn from it, you will grow through it. So, from my heart to yours, I want you to go out and dominate your space.